Hi, my name is Neil Truglio, and I'm the writer and director of the narrative feature film We Are the Sea, which is making its world premiere right here at the Dallas International Film Festival.
Neil, thank you for being here today.
Of course.
So tell us about some of the exciting things you've been able to participate here in the festival so far.
Well, we walked opening night red carpet, which was great. We have another red carpet tonight. We're premiering the film tonight at 5, so I've been here for 2 days and just been going to parties and shaking hands and meeting people and hanging out with the programmers and the staff, and that's been great.
And who have you run into?
Well, last night we ran to Bill Paxton. We actually spent a good part of the evening hanging out with Bill Paxton, which was great. And he's, I'm not surprised he's like a good friend of the film festival because he seems like a good friend of everybody. He's so easy to get along with, and we had a great time.
Let's talk about We Are the Sea. What's the synopsis?
We Are the Sea is a film about a man who, the beginning of the film, he's just coming back from a near-fatal incident. And through the course of the film, he has a chance to sort of reflect on what's almost happened, and it causes him to sort of reflect on his life, rethink about his life in a new way, and start reconnecting with areas of his life that have dropped off. So it's really a film about a man getting sort of a second chance.
And as you were mapping from paper idea to the screen, there's a lot of elements involved. Let's start with music. I'm passionate about music. How's the soundtrack devised?
Well, this film's kind of interesting or weird. I don't know how you describe it, but we actually started with the music first. We the whole film, all of the soundtrack, all of the score, everything is from Iron and Wine, which is a band based out of Austin, Texas, but originally from South Carolina. And so we actually had the music first, and I actually wrote the screenplay to the music, which is kind of unusual. But for us it worked, and the film is heavily musiced, and the music sort of becomes, the music and the singer, Sam Beam, they sort of become the narrator to the piece, and they guide you from you hear music before you see picture, and you hear music after picture's done. It really is the guide through the film.
And before you knew how the end result would be, what were some considerations, concerns parameters that you set? Because why did you opt to do it, and then what parameters did you set to make sure it would flow through the way you wanted it to?
Well, we kind of dove in head first, and we had no idea. And myself, my DP, my producer, we're all first-time feature filmmakers, so we have no way of knowing. You know, when you're making shorts and you're doing things on, small things, trailers, shorts, music videos, the music becomes such a dominant portion of it, and usually you just use one song or two songs as your guide. Well, we were doing that for 90 minutes. So we set out to do this piece that would be heavily musiced for 90 minutes, and I don't know whether we're successful or not. We'll see tonight, but it was definitely a worthwhile experiment, and I think it works, and I think the narrative is helped by the music. I think if you took the music away, it would seem very empty. So we used the music in ways that were creative, that were inventive, to try and keep it going. Keep the narrative, keep the story, keep the music, put them together, and drive right through.
And what aspects, in addition to the music, took you by surprise when you look back at the completion of this project? Any personal takeaways from the message of the film or from the behind-the-scenes lessons?
Yeah, well, we shot it all on film. We shot it all on Super 16 millimeter, and in sort of a modern, as film is changing and there's so much more HD, it actually becomes almost harder and harder to shoot film. Less places process your film, less places transfer your film. So we had a desire to shoot it on film because the film is very organic, the story is very organic. We wanted it to be very tangible, we wanted it to be grainy, we wanted it to be real. We didn't want it to be so stiff and still that HD provides. So we went for Super 16 millimeter. Almost in Denver, where we shot the film, there's no one does anything with 16 millimeter. So we had to go all over the place to get help and find help with the film. But it was an incredible experience. I don't think I would ever shoot on anything other than film. We're just so happy with the way it looks. We're so happy with the whole experience. So that was a tricky part. That was something that was tricky, that we knew would be tricky going in. It became even trickier by the time we came out. But we're here. So.
Well, then, since digital is becoming more dominant, and I know that you have a good reason for sticking with film, then for your future projects, what are some things that you can do to kind of make that life easier?
Well, we could shoot on 35, which would be a lot easier because it seems like everywhere is so comfortable. I'm used to dealing with 35, and as student films and young films and where 16 was the standard for first-time filmmakers and students and things like that. Now HD is the standard. So 35 is still strong. HD is really strong. It's the middle medium 16 that has kind of lost its place a little bit, and I see less people shooting with it. I see less people working with it. So I mean, for ease, we could go to HD. We won't, but we could. Or we could go to 35. But I'd be happy shooting 16 again. It was such a great experience, and I love the format and I love the medium. So I'd be happy shooting 16 again.
Now, as you're attending the screenings, I'm sure feedback is going to be important. When you get feedback and reviews from folks, what are some things that you focus on, and what are some areas that you kind of take kind of with a grain of salt?
Well, we were lucky enough that we were able to make the film we wanted to make. I know a lot of films, in any art form, compromise is king. You end up compromising a lot. You have to compromise to get the art piece to its final stages. And we had the ability to make the film we wanted to make and compromise very little, which was very exciting for us. But with that, sometimes with compromise comes growth, benefits, all kinds of things happen. So we're here showing the film that we set out to make years ago when we first created the idea. So feedback is amazing. I'd love to hear anything, and we probably won't use it on this film, although you never know as we grow the film and show it more. But it's always great to hear what people are thinking, because you shoot this thing and then all of a sudden you're here in Dallas and you're showing it to people from Dallas who have no idea who you are, and it's great and it's amazing, and every piece of feedback is worthwhile. And you use it the way you use it. Maybe something I hear tonight I'll use in a film 10 years from now.
Fair enough. And Neil, what's the film's website?
The film's website is wearethesea.com. And you can go there and check it out, watch a trailer, all that kind of stuff.
Neil, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you
Thank
again for being here.
Thanks so much.